is it a silly tactic to just double down on one market that's potentially probably underperformed in comparison to the rest of the country?
Not really, because how long of a time frame are you investing in? Since COVID, 80%, mad. I'm investing for 30 years. Do I think a building in Paddington's going to outperform in a house in Bunbury?
Over the long term?
I'll play my head 10 out of 10 times, right? So like that's how I invest. I will never sell. I've never sold one of my assets other than one office in Paddington, which I didn't sell, but I exited a business partner and had to sell it.
So do you think that strategy works for yourself and your type of client, but that certain strategy wouldn't be the best for, I don't know, mum and dad investor or someone who's just starting to scale a portfolio?
Well, it depends on the kind of person they are. Because right now, there's no one that can say to me, oh, I know this market's going to grow by 30% or 40% in the future, because there's just so many variables that we don't know, right? Like COVID was an anomaly because they printed a load of money.
Don't you think that's our job as, I guess, a leading voice in the industry, that we should be able to pick national markets based on the data that we track and interpret?
Not really. I mean, real estate as a whole, it has a very good ability, or it has an ability to repeat what it's done in the past. So good markets generally become better markets, not worse markets. Now, how much they grow by per year, when they're going to grow, sure, you can track data, population growth, income growth, supply on market, all that shit. That all matters. But again, I'm not getting in and out of markets. So what something does now doesn't really matter all that much. It's like, do I think that in 30 years' time, the property I'm buying today is going to be worth a significant amount more than it is right now? That's a bet I'm willing to make. So let's put our money into there. Let's continue to earn our day-to-day income in whatever it is that we do, business or your job. And then as that property has some growth, you invest in the next one, and then you invest in the next one. And that's literally the strategy I've used. And I've done all right out of it. And there's a lot of people, again, that have done very well out of doing other things. But I've just seen the flip side of it. And there's a lot of other companies out there now that are pumping markets that are you can't tell me that investing in Darwin is a good place. It's not. Why is anyone buying in Darwin? The only reason Darwin right now is having price growth is simply due to the influx of investors going into that market and the lack of supply that's in that market. As soon as investors stop buying, the owner-occupiers are not going to spend the money that houses are selling for now. Have you ever met someone saying, I'm moving to Darwin? Ever?
Interstate growth's negative, right? So I completely agree with Darwin on that one. That's the one that we can agree on. Townsville,
Bundaberg, all that Gladstone. Shit. It's all investor driven.
Yeah. But if you do time and I completely,
the vast majority of Perth is investor driven too. Sure, there are certain pockets where owner occupiers dominate. $2.2 million people in that market. I would beg to differ that it's investor driven. In Perth.
In Perth.
Yeah, of course. It's a big place too. Yeah. $2.2 million people over half of Australia versus in a city that you're sitting in right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I think to say Perth's investor dominated
there is
is unfair.
A lot of markets in Perth that people are not buying there to live.
Oh, okay. Your Bunbury examples, your Geraldton, you won't even know where that is, your Kalgoorlies, potentially, but Perth as a
city,
city for sure.
I think it's a beautiful place, and you probably will do very well there long term if you invest in the right suburbs. There's no denying that. But most people who are investing from the east coast of Australia are not investing in those places. They're trying to get into, what's that just south of Perth? I went and ran an ultra marathon.
Bunbury. Rockingham, Mandurah.
Right down the bottom. Mandurah.
Yeah.
I went and
no
ran...
No offense, Bunbury people.
I ran and... Oh, I mean, if you get offended, that's on you, not me. I went and ran a ultra down in Bunbury. It was a 205-mile run. And there's all there. There's literally nothing there. And even Mandurah, it's like you drive out of Perth and you go from out this beautiful city, and then it's like desert.
It's a growth area. It's a growth area.
It's a growth area, yeah.
AUKUS are spending billions of dollars, the military, etc. But you made a very good point, and I definitely agree with the wave of property brokers and buyers agents self-inflating these markets, particularly the regionals, because they can have a huge impact on these markets by going in there and buying thousands of property. Obviously, the business owners are getting in there first, taking their clients there, and then getting artificial inflation in that market.